The hidden fantasy that drives women wild, Stoic Attraction Secrets. Have you ever felt that there's something hidden deep within every woman? A silent, burning fantasy that no one really talks about? I'm not talking about the usual games of seduction, those flashy gestures or superficial compliments. No, what we're exploring today goes far deeper. It's a force born not from chasing or performing, but from your presence, your mystery, and the strength of your emotional core. The ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus understood this well. They taught that desire left unchecked is nothing but a weakness. But when you understand your desires and learn to channel them, they transform into power. And that's the journey we're about to take together in this video. I want you to imagine this. What if you could tap into that secret craving, not by changing yourself to please her, but by mastering your own presence? What if, instead of trying to win her over, you focused on becoming so grounded, so steady, that she feels it in her bones? Stay with me until the end, because this isn't just about how women respond to you. It's about how you become the man you were meant to be, calm, clear, and centered in a world that's always trying to pull you off track. Let's unlock that quiet fantasy, and in the process, reveal your own quiet strength. Have you ever noticed how, in a world that never stops giving women attention, compliments, gifts, endless praise, they often find themselves longing for the one thing they can't easily have? It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? Because while most men are busy chasing, trying to please, the man who stands his ground, who doesn't flinch at beauty or flattery, he becomes the one she can't forget. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, taught that a man who values his own inner calm is a man of true strength. He's not swayed by the storms around him. He doesn't need to prove anything because his purpose is already enough. Like a mountain standing tall through the storm, he shows that real power doesn't shout. It simply is. This creates a rare kind of magic. When a man isn't constantly seeking her attention, he becomes the prize, the puzzle she feels compelled to solve. It taps into something ancient in her, something that craves not what's easy, but what must be earned. And that's when true attraction is born. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Are you living in a way that makes her feel like she has to win your attention? Or are you giving it away too freely? The answer to that could change everything. Have you ever noticed how the quietest man in the room can often be the most captivating? There's something powerful about the way he carries himself. No need to fill every silence or explain every detail. It's the kind of mystery that doesn't come from playing games, but from living with intention. Women by nature are drawn to stories and subtle hints. When you reveal everything about yourself right away, you leave no room for their imagination to wander. But when you move with quiet confidence, when you let your actions speak louder than your words, you invite her curiosity. She'll want to know more, to peel back the layers you've so carefully built. Mystery isn't about being secretive for the sake of it. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that you don't feel the need to broadcast it. You're not a show to be performed. You're an experience to be discovered. And here's what makes it even more powerful. When she starts to imagine the things you haven't said, she's creating a world in her mind that's even more compelling than anything you could have shown her. The fantasy she builds in her thoughts is more powerful than reality itself. So I want you to think about this. Are you leaving room for her imagination? Are you moving through life in a way that invites her to lean in closer, to wonder, to dream? Because that's where real connection begins. Have you ever noticed how a woman's emotions can feel like an ocean? Rising, falling, always in motion? And in the middle of that storm, what she's truly searching for is someone who doesn't get swept away. She wants a man who stays calm when everything else is chaos. This is the strength of the Stoic man. He doesn't meet her waves of emotion with more waves. He meets them with stillness. When she tests him, when she throws out challenges, he doesn't get pulled into the drama. He listens. He holds his ground. He speaks his truth with quiet confidence. And then he returns to what matters most, his purpose. This kind of steadiness, it's not coldness, it's not detachment. It's a quiet power that women can feel. It's what makes her feel safe in a world that's always changing. It's the ancient protector energy, the warrior who stands firm, the builder who doesn't lose himself in the chaos. I want you to think about that for a second. Are you letting every little storm pull you off course? Or are you that steady lighthouse in her ocean, the one that never flickers no matter how wild the winds? Because when you become that man, you don't just become someone she wants. You become someone she can trust with her heart. You know, in a world where most men compliment a woman's beauty within seconds of meeting her, there's something different, something magnetic about the man who sees deeper. The man who doesn't rush to tell her she's beautiful, but instead pauses, observes, and speaks only when he truly sees her. This is the art of the Stoic man. He doesn't give compliments just to flatter or win points. When he speaks, it's not about seeking validation. It's about revealing her essence. Maybe it's a comment about the fire in her eyes, the way she stands up for what she believes in, or how she carries both grace and grit. These are the words that reach her soul because they're rooted in truth. But this doesn't come easily. It takes discipline to hold back the easy compliments. It takes focus to really see her, not just the image she presents to the world. And it takes a quiet confidence to let silence speak louder than empty words. So ask yourself, are you filling the air with hollow flattery, or are you waiting for the moment when your words truly matter? Because when you choose your words carefully, when you see her not just as a pretty face, but as a whole person, you make her feel something rare, something real. And that's what makes all the difference. Have you ever noticed that the most magnetic men aren't the loudest ones in the room? They don't need to shout to be noticed because their focus speaks for them. There's a quiet energy about a man who is deeply immersed in his purpose, someone who knows exactly what he wants and isn't distracted by the noise around him. This kind of presence is powerful because it isn't forced. It radiates from the inside out. When a woman sees you completely absorbed in your passion, whether that's your craft, your mission, or your personal growth, she senses something almost sacred in it. She sees that you're not chasing validation or attention. You're following a calling that's bigger than any fleeting desire. And here's the truth. When a man doesn't need a woman to complete him, but chooses her to walk beside him, it changes everything. She stops testing, stops wondering if she can pull you off your path. Instead, she finds comfort in your stillness, your unwavering commitment to something meaningful. So let me ask you, are you living in a way that makes her feel like she's stepping into something bigger than herself? Because when you're driven by purpose, you don't just draw her in. You inspire her to become part of that mission. And that's the kind of connection that doesn't fade. It only grows stronger. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and flashy tricks, it's easy to forget that real attraction doesn't come from playing games. True seduction isn't about wearing a mask or saying the perfect lines. It's about becoming someone so full, so present, that you don't need to chase anything at all. You're already enough. That's the heart of the Stoic mindset. A Stoic man doesn't try to win people over with empty words or forced charm. His power comes from a quiet self-respect, a discipline that can't be faked. While the world is caught up in noise, he becomes the calm in the storm. And that calm is magnetic. I want you to think about that. Are you showing up in life as someone who's already whole? Or are you stuck chasing approval, hoping to impress? Because when you stop chasing and start becoming, you unlock something ancient and powerful inside yourself. In a world that flatters without feeling and talks without listening, be the silence that holds its own. Be the man whose presence doesn't need to be explained because it speaks for itself. Because when you master your own spirit, you don't just attract, you inspire. And the woman who sees that won't be drawn to your performance. She'll be drawn to your essence. That's the power of becoming, not performing.